Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are back after a week away last week. We were in sunny Scarborough, and it was sunny, wasn't it?
Well, that's most of the time, yeah.
Yeah,
Quite
most of it.
most of the time there was some rain, but it was lovely. It was very nice. We enjoyed Scarborough.
We
Shout
did. As
out,
usual, when you've been away, it feels like a long time ago because all the work was there when we got
shout
back.
out to the Reverend Sam Treadwell, the new vicar of Scarborough, whose licensing we went to.
Oh, absolutely. She's in the paper and everything.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
The new
That's a good
vicar.
time. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Good. So, what are we doing, Jenny?
uh, we've done Ash Wednesday on Wednesday, so it must be
Yeah.
Lent.
It is Lent, which means it must be the Temptations, which is the name of a group as well as a Bible reading, isn't it?
Oh dear.
That's really scraping the barrel, isn't it?
It really is. Is that what you're going to say on Sunday?
I think I might. That's my opening gag.
Are you preaching on Sunday?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Right.
But you're not. This is unusual. It's usually the other way around, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm getting away lightly in March. So I've got the Archdeacon, Catherine Heatherly, will be preaching for
So
me on
we can send her the link to this conversation and she can have some useful sermon prep.
Sunday. I'm sure she'll use it.
Doesn't know what she.
Go on, let's have it on screen.
Come on, let's have a look then. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Here it comes. So Luke 4, 1 to 13. Jesus, full
Okay.
of the Holy Spirit, returned from the Jordan and was led by the Spirit in the wilderness, where for 40 days he was tempted by the devil. He ate nothing at all during those days, and when they were over, he was famished. The devil said to him, "If you are the Son of God, command this stone to become a loaf of bread." Jesus answered him, "It is written, one does not live by bread alone." Then the devil led him up and showed him in an instant all the kingdoms of the world. And the devil said to him, "To you I will give their glory and all this authority, for it has been given over to me, and I will give it to anyone I please. If you then will worship me, it will all be yours." Jesus answered him, "It is written, worship the Lord your God and serve only him." Then the devil took him to Jerusalem and placed him on the pinnacle of the temple, saying to him, "If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down from here. For it is written, he will command his angels concerning you to protect you, and on their hands they will bear you up, so that you will not dash your foot against a stone." Jesus answered him, "It is said, do not put the Lord your God to the test." When the devil had finished every test, he departed from him until an opportune time.
Okay. Any comments?
Oh, so many comments. So many comments. Where
You
to
want me to
start
tell
is the
you?
question, not how many
You
have
want
I
me to
got.
tell you about my facts about Lent that have got nothing to do with this whatsoever?
Well, you can't just okay, all right. We thought we were talking about the
Well,
passage. But yes, go on, give us a fact about Lent. Just to
wow.
procrastinate a little bit more about engaging with this difficult passage.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it might give you a start.
Okay, give us a start.
So the giving the stuff up for Lent that lots of people do, the
Yeah,
abstinence from food,
yeah.
although not written in the Bible, though there is a lot of fasting that goes on in the Bible, but not
Okay.
specifically
Well,
for this.
Lent wasn't specifically in the Bible, was it? So
No, absolutely, exactly. But we know that it was in place by the council at the time of the Council of Nicaea,
okay.
and in the Middle Ages, when they gave stuff up, they gave up all meat
Yeah,
and dairy, but
yeah.
not eels. You were allowed to eat eels.
Jellied.
Uh, and from a
Jellied
little
eels?
bit of research, possibly jellied, because I'm guessing it was more in London. A little bit of research was because they traded in eels, so it's an economic reason. Because if they'd stopped eating eels, that would go down, and they traded in eels more than anything. But also because there was a belief that meat made you more sexually active, and eels did the opposite.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the point of this conversation is now. Where's this going?
I was just giving you
Just
my
the
facts
fact,
about
just
Lent
feedback. Well, fair enough.
before we do
Talk
that
about
good
the
thing and
passage.
have a look at the passage.
Oh, okay, that's helpful to know, and we'll keep that in the back of our mind. So thank you for that. Have
Oh,
you given anything up for Lent in this period of self-denial?
no,
Fine.
quite frankly, no.
No.
I
Okay.
mean, I was hoping to do a bit more dieting, but it is dieting. It's not anything
Okay.
spiritual.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
What have you given up for
I'm
Lent?
going to give up alcohol, which I'm now on record as doing, both to my
Yeah.
church lunchtime today and in this podcast. So that's fine. I'm happy to not have a
And
drink
do
for
you
weeks. That's not a
go for
problem.
the 40 days from Ash Wednesday to Palm Sunday? Do you do 40 days
No,
straight?
no, I'm happy to go to Easter. We can do what I know it's 46 days to Easter, isn't it? Or something, 40, 45.
47. So are you having
No,
feast
no,
days on
no,
Sundays?
no, I'm not going to get bladdered every Sunday. It's fine. Oh. Or in Holy Week, in fact. So anyway, let's
That wasn't
come back to the temptations. So,
okay.
okay,
Go on
I
then.
got a lot of questions.
Go on then. Give us a question. I'm just going to put the phone up next to you so I can see the text. Go on.
So, what would have happened if Jesus had given in?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not.
Counterfactual question. Would the whole fabric of the universe have collapsed?
Yes. Next question.
Well, I mean, classically, of course, in Christian theology, there's no salvation, is there? Because Jesus is without sin and is survives the temptations. So it's quite but so this is the thing, right? This is the thing. This is the thing.
Go on.
This
What's the
question.
thing?
The thing is this, that has to be a possibility for him to be able to fail and to give in. Otherwise, it's not a real temptation. It
Is it not? Okay.
has to be, doesn't it? It's not a real temptation if he can't give in. If there isn't the possibility that he can fail, then it's not a real temptation. What happened? So that's just my, you know, that's one of my questions about this passage, which is endlessly probably fascinating to me, but not to anybody else. But of course, he doesn't give in. I know that, and that's sort of part of God's faithfulness and all that kind of thing. So, but it's just interesting. So, is it a risk? Can he give in? Can he give in? You say, well, of course, he didn't give in. So is God
I
taking
mean,
a risk
how
here?
much of a risk is it? Because, I mean, we can't imagine being fully God and fully human, can we? But,
But then it's not
uh,
a real temptation. Then the whole thing's just the setup.
or maybe it is just a
I
setup.
don't think it is. Otherwise, I might as well. I'll just take this off then, shall I? So it's fine. Let's not bother anymore. Is this not a question you've ever thought of? Is this just a Mark question?
Yeah, it's never really occurred to me that he would. Uh, no,
Okay. So
I
that's
haven't really ever thought about that. I've only
okay.
really ever thought about
Okay.
what.
Well, let's just hold that question then. I just think it's an
Okay.
interesting one. But because God, it says something about the incarnation. It says something about that God takes a risk to save us. That there's a risk in love, because
I
yeah,
mean, we could ask the same question when it came to the crucifixion, couldn't we? And I have, what if he'd just not done it?
yeah. But then that's the temptation. That is the I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? I mean,
Mm.
jumping to the final verse, it says, doesn't he, that the devil leaves him for an opportune time. And I mean, I think he's coming back. Don't you? Gethsemane, take this
Mm.
cup away from me. So this isn't. I don't think this is a one-off temptation. This isn't. What does it mean for Jesus to be incarnate, and what does it mean for him to face this sort of barrage of temptation all the way through his life, presumably?
No, and yeah, the more I'm considering it now,
Yeah,
you're right. He must have been able to say no because
yeah,
we come to another point where he could have said no, and
yeah,
it seems more obvious at that point to me.
yeah, yeah. No, well, that's true, but I think it's being raised here. It's being I don't want to say set up, because it's, I don't, you know, it's probably not the right phrase, but it's being raised here as a question, isn't it?
Mm.
So let's look. What should we do? Have a look at the temptations themselves. So he's hungry. He's not eating anything for 40 days, which is obviously another way of the idea of self-denial coming from in Lent, isn't it?
What about this idea of the devil saying to him,
Ah,
"You-"
that's another question. Yeah, okay, yeah, absolutely. So how does that happen? This is
is
another
it
one.
within himself? Is it some,
Is
I
it
mean,
some
I've
sort?
got some lovely artwork of like hooded creatures.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's how we picture it, isn't it? And a lot of art, as you say, does picture it like that. And you know,
Mm.
but actually, is it sort of is it a voice in his head? How can the devil be a voice in Jesus's head? It's
But
just
when
like
it,
really.
well, when it comes to the food bit, it's easy, isn't it? You can imagine like the inner commentary, you could just eat this, you could just turn this into
Yeah,
bread.
absolutely. It's you know,
But
it's
then
fascinating, isn't it?
what's he doing on a pinnacle of the temple? It's like,
Okay, so how do you want to do it? Because we've done 10 minutes already of our time. So
no.
briefly look at each one,
Yeah, go
or
on then.
okay. So no, so it's okay. Yeah, he says he's hungry. It's the temptation, isn't it? Is to use your own power for your own ends to satisfy. Is for Jesus to use his own power for his own ends to satisfy his kind of his hunger. Is that what's
Yeah,
going on with that temptation?
I think he was supposed to be fasting, and it's the cheat's way out, isn't it? If you just make some
God, the Son
bread.
of God. So the devil said to him, and when they were over, so after this is the first. This is the other thing, is he's finished his 40 days. He's done it. He's finished. He says he's done his 40 days. The devil said to, so
Oh.
he ate nothing at all during those days, and when they were over, he was famished. I mean, why? And then what? Okay, so he sees this thing in front of him. Maybe, I mean, it's presumably still quite. He's out in the wilderness, so there's not any. Time's up. I'm ready to go back to eat something again, but I'm
And
hungry.
isn't that that's the time when you're most likely to succumb, though, isn't it?
Yeah, because he's hungry and he wants to eat, so it's a
Well,
little bit.
no, when the in-between time of like, so he's kind of almost done the long
Yeah, he's done
time.
it.
40
Yeah,
days is a long time. Uh, So at that point, when you're on your way, it would be more easy to succumb, wouldn't it? Well, I
I mean,
could. I'm
the
on.
interesting thing, of course, by the time he's not eaten for 40 days, I mean, presumably he's had drink, 'cause you wouldn't survive without water for 40 days, he would have died. But you're pretty much half dead anyway, aren't you, by the time you've gone without food for 40 days? I mean, it's like, what's going on here?
Well, I don't know. We do
I mean,
know
I
some.
can't go without breakfast, so 40 days.
Yeah, we do know someone who's done it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what was
No,
the
it's
question?
true. As long as yeah, yes, okay. But there's definitely I'm going to use my power for my own ends,
Okay.
and the response is one does not live by bread alone. My material needs. It's not just about material things. It's not just about
They do not live by bread alone. They
bread
need
alone is
cake.
not enough.
It's true. You need
Yeah,
cake.
it's not very helpful, is it? Then the devil led him up and showed him this is a fascinating one to me. The devil showed him up and led him up all the kingdoms of the world, and the devil said to him, "To you I will give their glory and all this authority." And what does he have to do? Oh, okay, no, it's the final one in this one. They're in a different order in Luke than in Matthew, aren't they? Okay, so it takes him up to see all the kingdoms of the world. It's all yours. Everyone will worship you. You know, I don't know what to say about this at the current.
Okay. How has this happened? Because this is not something, he's not suddenly flown up in the air and looked at all the kingdoms in the world. So this has got to be within his head, surely.
Yeah, okay, okay,
Okay. He's dreaming, basically. Daydreaming, whatever. But yeah,
okay,
it's it's got to be from within him, hasn't it? But I
okay.
don't really, but if he worships the devil, then he'll get all the kingdoms.
Yeah, that's what it's saying. Worshipping evil, getting it in the wrong way, military conquest. What's the deal here? What's this sort of, is it what does it mean to worship the devil? Is it in this context? I don't know. It's fascinating, isn't it? They are really fascinating. These temptations are really interesting. What does it mean to do that for Jesus in this way?
I mean, we could perhaps work out what it would mean for us, but yes, what would it mean for Jesus? And I think it's probably a similar thing to use his power. I mean, it would be easy to just zap a few people and kill them off, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so is it about means and ends? So it's about getting the I mean the devil's lying to him anyway, isn't he? Because the devil is saying, is it the devil's to give to him? It's not the devil's to give to him, is it? It's God's. It belongs to God. It's not for the devil to say that,
When we talk like that, we really do have old man in a cloud, person in a red suit with horns. It's like I can't.
Well, to you I will give their glory and all this authority, for it has been given over to me, and I will give it to anyone I please. If you worship it, it will be yours.
Okay, but what does that really
Who's
mean?
who's given
Because
it?
there's not a man with horns and a pitchfork. So what how is this happening?
I
What
think
does
it's
it
to do. Is it
mean?
to do with means and ends? So is it to do with the fact that you can get good things by bad ends, by bad means? Is that not what evil is?
Yeah, so as I said,
Is
it would
evil?
be easy for Jesus to just basically kill off a few people if
Yeah.
he really wanted to, which would make his life easier, wouldn't it? I mean, they all expected him to come on this white charger as a military figure
Yeah, that's
anyway.
right. And Jesus' response, it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve only him.
Mhm.
So there's something about living God's way in this, isn't there? That you will not overcome good with evil, or you will not get a good end by evil means. You have to do it God's way. What does it mean to worship? It's not just about going to church, is it? It's not just about what does it mean to worship the Lord your God and serve only him?
No, it's not. Going to church is a good start, though.
Of course, and we hope that anyone listening to this will go to church, and here are probably, hopefully, just slightly less random thoughts. Well, no, you're going to get the archdeacon, so you're going to get all the answers, but I've got to come up with some random thoughts on this. So,
Yeah, I can't wait. Um, Worship the Lord your God and serve only Him. I mean, that's kind of easier in our time as well. There's lots of people serving, well, who you serve, I would say, is where you spend your time. And if you're spending your time in Tesco on a Sunday morning, or if you're not spending time to pray during the week, you know, that sort of thing. I mean, that's easy to kind of.
okay,
But
I'm not
what
sure
did
I
it
would spend
really
enough
mean to
of my
Jesus?
time
But then,
doing
what did it mean to Jesus? Oh no,
I
he
think
said
it's
it
something to do
anyway.
with. I think it's something to do with. I think for me, it's to do with getting, as you say, military. I mean, Jesus' way of overcoming is through sacrificial, self-giving love, isn't it? So you've got to put it in that context. There's always that temptation to get the
Hmm.
to get the power and the authority which we believe is Jesus's, but we believe he gains it through self-giving, self-sacrificial love, and we are called to follow him rather than by worshipping evil and doing it in evil ways. I'm almost deliberately trying to
Made
not
the
say the
face as you
devil
said
because,
it.
sorry.
You even made the face as you said
Well,
it.
I'm trying to sort of move away from. I mean, you can talk about worshiping the devil. What does it mean to worship the devil? I mean, it's about not living the right way, isn't it? It's about doing things that are evil, that are exploitative, that are oppressive, that are all of those things.
Okay, moving on.
Essentially, right? This is the fascinating. This is another fascinating one for me. So takes them up to the top of the temple, throw yourself off. God will catch you.
I know why you like this one.
I don't get this one, right? I've really, you know what I'm saying here, don't you? Why am I saying that without?
Um, does this not feed into spend all the money you like, Jesus will provide, Jesus will provide, Jesus will
Really
provide.
difficult, isn't it? Trusting God, God will provide. Run up a huge deficit, go and do that. God will catch you. It's really
Yeah.
difficult, actually, you know, and that seems to be what is the that does seem to be the temptation here. You know, throw yourself off, God will catch you. Prove your faith, show that you believe, and everyone will be impressed.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because um, we should be adventurous, we should be trusting. But yes, this does sound as though like just do as you like and assume that you will be caught by
But
God.
that's the really fascinating thing. Where is that line? Because you're right, absolutely right. We are called to step out in faith. We absolutely are. And yet, this is one of Jesus's major temptations. Where does stepping out in faith become whatever throwing yourself off the temple is the equivalent of?
Well, I guess it's when it's reckless, isn't it? It's like there's one step out on the road in faith, isn't there? And then there's launching off the top of the temple.
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't know where the middle ground is, but there are two very different things between stepping out in faith.
Is it about
Right.
something about taking God for granted that you can just do reckless things, or you can just do stupid things, or oh, God will be there for me. You're taking God for granted then, aren't you? Is that what's happening?
Well, yes, it's not something you would do in a proper relationship either, is it? You wouldn't just assume that somebody was there to save you no matter what you did all the time.
Mm,
So
mm.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
we are supposed to be in relationship. It is a two-way thing, and this sounds quite a narcissistic way of living, really, I suppose. Mm.
Yes, that's true.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. Actually,
And
that's
then
interesting. That's an interesting. I think that's a really interesting point to perhaps draw this to a close on, and what I might need to continue to develop between now and Sunday is that are all of these temptations away from that intimate kind of relationship that Jesus obviously has with the Father, and that we're also called to have with God. Can you kind of put that?
it's pulling them all. Mm.
I don't know. That's just a thought, really. I wonder whether you can. I'm going to use my power for my own ends. I'm not going to think about anybody else. I'm not going to think of the effects on that. I can just turn this stone into bread. Um, I'm going to use other people for my own ends. That seems to be, in one sense, what evil is. I'm going to just take God for granted and throw myself off from this tower. That's an interesting way to think about it, maybe.
Yeah, if it pulls us away from the relationship we're supposed to have with the Father.
Hmm.
Just
Hmm.
reading it now, I
Could be
think
something.
maybe is that how you're going to? Yeah.
Maybe. I think that may be my takeaway from this discussion. So thank you. I think that's really helpful. And I think that, it's the start of Lent, and we know where Lent goes, and we know where this story goes. And I think it's also true that it says the devil left into an opportune time.
Mm.
Luke's basically saying he's coming back. And of course he does. The devil
And he
does.
does.
Expectations do come back for Jesus. And just to, I guess, end in one sense, I do really believe that they've got to be real. They've got to be real temptations. And therefore, what does that say about God that he risks all that to be in relationship with us?
I think you're right. As I say, I'd never really considered it before, but if they're not, it's just a story, and that
Yeah,
doesn't
if they're
really
not,
at all, does it?
it's all its
Mm.
force. And the whole
Mm.
thing becomes just a,
Mm.
um, well, a simulacrum is the word I've got in my head, a kind of thing that's just made up.
That's a big word.
I know, but I can't think of a better one. Anyway, there you go. We come and then actually that should draw us to worship, shouldn't it? That should draw us back to worship. That this is the God we serve, and that's extraordinary.
Yeah, I think I have one other point, and it goes all the way back to the beginning. Um, that this all comes straight following his baptism in the Jordan, and I always think that that's
Yeah,
quite a relevant point to make. Because yeah, at that moment, this is my son, the beloved, I'm well pleased, and then he goes out into it and gets all these temptation. And I'm saying it because I'm just reminded that you've had a confirmation service, and quite often when these
yes,
people step out in faith, make this display, make this show that this is who I believe in,
mm.
suddenly they find themselves in the wilderness and tempted.
Yeah, yeah, and that's yes, that
A
often
bit of a warning call, really, as well, to hold tight in that times.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there we go. I think that's been. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.
See what the Archdeacon makes of it on Sunday. Thank you all for listening. If you stayed with us this far, we will be back again next week.
We will indeed.
We'll
All
be
right.
well. Thanks a lot.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.